I just took my kids to school. Uh, I don't know. God wanted me to live like this at this kind of like my past midlife, chapter of my life. 47 years old. He wanted me to live like this. I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't know how this was in God's. They say God has the divine plan. He has the plan. I don't know. This was his plan somehow for me. You know, just a couple of months ago, I was very happy. I tried everything to save my wife, and I keep going back and forth in my head if there was anything else I could have did. And I don't think so. I don't know. I think she needed God. That's what I believe. I think that there are times in life where we're battling something and it's too hard. This is what I believe. I believe sometimes, look, we could do things as human beings. There are certain things we could do. And when we could do it, we don't need God's assistance. You understand? We could do it on our own. Sometimes something is so hard, we need God's assistance. And I think that's what was happening with my wife. She was dealing with something so difficult, so hard, the cancer, the brain, the spinal cord, the aspiration pneumonia. First of all, I don't even know why it spread so fast. It was contained. She had an operation. It was like contained. And then all of a sudden, it was almost like this was all predetermined how quickly this thing went. It was doing all right for a very long time, the cancer. It was like contained for the longest time. That's why even Jennifer felt she had time. Jennifer was like, look, I'm going to do all my treatments. I'm going to start them again after the new year. And, she felt confident. I mean, I believed her. I felt confident too that she was going to be okay. And she could resume treatments at that point, And unfortunately, it started to spread very quickly. Look, guys, I'm in like a really bad place here in my life. All right. And it's gotten to the point, I'll tell you the truth. All I got left is the kids and trying to be there for them. I got nothing left. I know that you don't want to hear that. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. But I got nothing left. And I was hoping that certain people that were in my life were going to understand that and help me through this extremely difficult process. But I guess not. I guess not. There was a special person that was helping us. I called her my sister. And unfortunately, she turned her back. She turned her back on me. That's it. She shut the door on me, Sophia, and Michael. She shut the door. Okay? I don't know why she did that, but she did it over something stupid, a stupid little disagreement, a stupid little argument. Dumb. Really dumb. Something so stupid. But that's why I believe it was probably her fiance. The fiance was like, look, you're talking to this guy too much. Now, I have to tell you, I actually agree with that. Listen, when I was first talking to her, I was kind of like asking her that question. I was like, look, I don't want your fiance to get mad at me. You're helping me out. We're friends. That's it. We're just friends. We were like good friends. She was friends of me, friends of my kids. But we considered her like almost like family. She wasn't family, but we considered her like a sister. And the kids started thinking her like family too. Like a big mom, they started like looking at it that way. Like my daughter was, it was slow. I mean, listen, it was a slow process. I wanted them to get closer. I admit to you, I was utilizing her more because I was in need. But eventually my plan was to make my daughter talk to her as well. Like Michael, my son. But what are you going to do? You think that you have support in this world and then you realize you don't. I'm starting to get used to it now. I'm starting to just realize I just don't have any support. It's just not there. I wish I did, but I don't. I just don't have support. There's no support, if you want me to tell you the truth. I'm alone. I'm all by myself here. And that's why I get myself worked up a lot. I get a lot of anxiety. I get a lot of stress. And then I say to myself, well, maybe that's going to be my final play here. That's it. I want to be healthy for the kids, of course, but God has not made my life easy. I don't know. Maybe the stress will eventually catch up to me. I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not, because I'm trying to stay focused and calm, but this has been too much. Way too much here. Way too much. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm in this big house. I have to take care of it myself. It's impossible. Like, I look at my whole life, and my whole life has become impossible. My whole life has become impossible. I have to raise the kids by myself. I have to take care of this house by myself. I have to take care of the dogs by myself. Everybody else is just living their lives. Like, everybody, we had the services for my wife and my mom. We combined them. It was mostly services for my mom, but they were very nice that we included my wife as well. It was very nice. And after that, people just stopped calling me. Look how blessed I am. Look, Paul, if you're referring to my kids, you have to understand something. I love my children, and I am blessed. I love my kids. Don't use that word. I hate that word. Okay? We'll take that back. I hate that word. Listen, Paul, it's either you're trying to be, no, I don't know. It's either you're trying to be nice, or you just don't understand the situation that I'm going through. You don't understand the situation, okay? Paul, I lost my entire income. See, so let me educate you, okay? Let me tell you what's going on. I used to be in sales, Paul, before my wife got cancer, okay? When my wife got cancer, I became her full-time caretaker. I became a full-time caretaker. And what happened basically is that when she passed away, that income, we lost it, Paul. You understand? Then my mother, who was living in our house, we lost her income. You understand? So we lost $7,000 a month income, Paul, which I needed to pay all these bills. So that's why I got to work my ASS off now on YouTube. And it's hard to do. It's just hard to do everything, Paul, when your head is not right. Your head is not right. You understand? You're depressed. You're down. You're shot, and you don't know what to do first. You don't know if you should grieve. You don't know if you should worry about. You got to take care of your kids. You don't worry. You got to figure out a way to get money, because we lost the entire household income, brother. It's more than a difficult situation, Paul. Paul, this is more than a difficult situation. This is an impossible situation. Look, Paul, just losing your wife, listen to me, just losing your wife is like, I can't explain it to you. You don't even know who you are anymore. She's my soulmate. I can't live without my wife. Paul, I'm not giving up. I'm asking for help. I love it when people keep saying this to me. You know what they say? Don't give up. I'm asking for help. And if you really care, Paul, I don't know if you're just, BSing me here, but we're asking people for help. We're asking people for help, Paul. This is my Cash App. Okay, this is my Cash App. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. Actually, can someone type this out for me and I'll pin the comment? It's the $ Richard Lavoie, capital RICHARDLEVOI. Now, if you don't have Cash App, some people don't have it. It looks like you're in the UK. You could always do a super chat. But if you could type this out for me anyway, I'd appreciate it. All right, Paul, I'm just going to get rid of you, because with all your bullshit, and then you say a comment like that. Paul, you don't have to give anything, but you know what it is, Paul? Obviously, you're just a hater. You're a hater because you come in here with all this stuff, and then you say that. You're a hater. Guy's a hater. 100% a hater. 100% a hater, Paul. Yes. Bye-bye, Paul. Okay, look. Here's the thing. It's either A or B with people. All right? It's either people care or they don't care. That's it. You care or you don't care. Now, you are not obligated to care. You don't have to care. Okay? We live in a world where nobody cares, if you want to know the truth. That's the truth, Root. That's the facts, Jack. I get it. But you know what I don't like? When people come to the live stream and they pretend to care. That I don't like. I don't like that. Like, they come to the live stream and they'll say nice comments. they'll act like they care. You know what I mean? They put on an act. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, if you care so much, maybe give like $1 or something. Help out. Dude, I got no money. I'm broke. I am broke like a joke. Okay. Well, then just look, come to the live stream and just enjoy the live stream. All right. Just enjoy it. We'll play some songs at the piano. Just try to relax. It's okay. Stop telling me, I love when people come here and they tell me everything I need to do. You need to get a job. You need to sell your house. You need to go get therapists. You need to do this. And then all of this, and they don't want to even give you $1. They don't want to give $1 to you. So it's just like, look, guys, come to the live stream. I'll play a song for you at the piano. Sing us a song. You're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight, right? We're all in the mood for a melody. You got us feeling all right. Just enjoy yourself. That's it. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Relax. Pour yourself a nice glass of wine. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. People come here and they get too critical with everything. They feel like they have to tell me, Rich, this is what I think. You shouldn't be upset. No, I am going to be upset. I lost my wife. I lost my mom. People it's not that bad. This is what this guy Paul said. It's not that bad. No, it is that bad. When you lose your wife and you lose your mom in 2 weeks, it's the most heartbreaking, devastating, catastrophic experience of your life. And people like this guy Paul said, it's not that bad. You got a house. You got kids. It's like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I have a house. We lost our income when my wife and my mom passed away. Now I got pressure to the roof. In addition to that, I'm trying to grieve over my mom and my wife. But I would say he was probably just a hater. No, nobody would talk that way. Most likely just a hater. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do, Lou Bamboo? We'll start off with acceptance is the hardest word, or acceptance is the hardest thing. You gotta let me know which one you like better. I think it might be the hardest thing. Acceptance is the hardest thing. It's original song I wrote. Like I said, we're looking for people out there with good hearts to help out the Apefather and my children after the most hardest year of our lives, 2025, losing my wife, Jennifer, passing away after a 10-year battle with cancer. 2 weeks later, my mother passed away after a battle with COPD and a triple bypass, and we're just depressed. We're going through a tough time. The kids are in school, though. I'm keeping the kids busy. I'm home. I'm doing my live streams. This is our Cash App. Eventually, if someone will be able to type this out for me, I'd appreciate it. It is the $ Richard Lavoie, $ capital RICHARD, Capital Levoi. No space, no underscore in between my first and my last name. Eventually, I'm probably going to end the live here and restart it. I notice that sometimes that's what you have to do when there's like not really a big crowd, but we'll hang out a little longer. But sometimes just that's what you have to do. You have to kind of stop it and restart it, and then all of a sudden you get new people. So I might actually do that, but we'll see. I'll hang out for a few more minutes. We'll finish it up maybe around 20 minutes, unless people come. It's terrible to have no support system, man. It's really terrible. It is terrible. You know, you would just assume that like people that you've known your whole life, family, friends, situation like this, they'll all be there for you. You would just assume that, right? But no. People say, hey, Father, you need to drink more water. I agree. Salud, Gin Donnie here. Yeah. Shouldn't have had that Snicker bar. I had that big King Snicker bar for breakfast. That was crazy. All right. So, like, I was talking about this special person that we had in our life. It was a friend, but we considered her to be a family member. I will not mention names. I will not mention any personal information. That's just something I won't do for my own reasons because I have respect. I have respect. I have respect. Okay. But this particular person was helping me during this difficult time of my life. And I appreciated her help. I did, and it was going well. And she was really getting to get close to all of us. I used to talk very highly about her to the kids, and the kids really started trusting in her. She didn't realize that she was building up a big, big circle of trust, which she destroyed. She destroyed that circle of trust. That circle of trust has now been destroyed. And it's terrible because she did so good. I was telling the kids, I was like, out of everybody, I'm not going to mention her name, but I said, out of everybody, we'll just call it a sister, okay? The sister is really someone we could trust. The sister is someone we could rely upon. This is someone who we really could, when we need someone, this is the person that's going to be here. This is the person who we could call. This is the person we're going to visit. And this is the person we're going to grow close to now. We're going to grow very close to her and her family because they're good people. Her fiance, her whole family are good people. And I really felt that way. Okay. No BS. But for some reason, I don't know what happened. I still don't know what happened. I noticed that she went from talking to me every day to that all of a sudden she like stopped talking to me. It was like weird. It was like 2 days went by, 3 days went by. She wasn't talking to me. She's like, oh, we're just busy. We're busy. And then we talked. And when we talked, I asked her for a little favor. It was a favor that she did once before, okay, to speak to a certain person that was close to Sophia, my daughter. I'm not going to get into who this person is, but to have this person call Sophia because Sophia was very scared. We had these wildfires in New Jersey that were like similar to the ones in Los Angeles. They were gigantic wildfires. And our house could have got burned down. It was a very scary situation, very scary situation. And you might say, well, why does this person have to ask this other person to call? This is the people we're dealing with in my life now. You want to hear the people I'm dealing with? I went from having the greatest wife. I went from having the greatest wife in the world who loved me with all her heart, loved her children. That's what I'm saying. She was so important to me. I had to save her. I have so much regrets. I just don't even know anymore if there was anything I could have done. I wish there was a way that we could talk. I wish that God would allow us because I remember when I was talking to her at the hospital, my wife, and I kept saying, is this anybody's fault? And she kept saying, no, it's not. Like, meaning it's not her fault. It's not my fault. It's just an unfortunate thing that happened, with the cancer and the aspiration pneumonia. But as a husband, you feel like this responsibility as a family man. You feel like even if doctors can't help your wife, you feel this helplessness. You feel this helplessness. You feel like someone's got to help her. I'll help her. That's it. If the doctors don't help her, I will help her. And I even tried that, to be honest with you. I took her out of the hospital at one point when she wasn't like in critical condition, when she wasn't in the ICU. But let's just say that situation didn't turn out too well. She collapsed in the driveway. We had to eventually bring her back to the hospital. I don't even talk about it. I don't talk about it. It was just a terrible situation, man. It's a terrible situation what happened to my poor wife. And it happened so fast. She was doing so great. It happened so fast. It happened so fast. I just don't want to think about it anymore. I don't get it. I just have to go back to God. I have to go back. There are certain things where I feel it's God. That's it. It's God. You understand? God should have helped my wife. My wife needed help. God should have came through. That's just the way I see it. Okay, look, God should have said she was too young, this girl. This girl's 46. She's got 2 kids. Sophia's 11 years old. Michael is 14. She's too young. They need their mother. And they do. They needed their mom. That's it. So I'm sorry, but that's the way I see it. Now, a lot of people might disagree with me. A lot of people say, well, God doesn't get involved. God doesn't get involved. Well, he got involved with that guy Job. You ever hear Job, the book of Job? He got involved with that. He said, look, let Job lose his family, right? Lose his wealth, lose everything. And let's see if he stays true to me. Let's see if Job will still believe in me and still cherish me. Well, why do you have to cause all that suffering for? That's kind of what I feel happened to me. I don't know if this is a test, but what happened to Job is kind of similar to what happened to me in a way, because I lost my wife, I lost my mom in a period of 2 weeks, and then after that, I lost my entire household income. Okay, and then after that, I came to the realization that I don't have a support system. I don't have anybody here. I don't, like I said, getting back, I thought I had my sister. She wasn't my real sister, but I considered her to be a sister. All right, I considered her to be a sister. And I don't even know if she's looking in on these live streams. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't, but it's never going to be the same between us. I think she knows that now. It's probably best. I don't even know if we're ever going to talk again. But she might say, well, then why are you making these live streams for? It's to vent. I'm Italian. I'm an Italian guy. Okay, I'm an Italian guy from Brooklyn. That's what Italians do. They need to vent to somebody. See, that's the thing. People get mad at me. You know what's funny is that a lot of people get mad that I vent. I can't. There's nothing I could do about that. Okay, there's nothing I could do about that. If you're gonna hurt me, okay, if you're gonna hurt me and you're gonna cut me off, okay, I'm going to vent. Sorry, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's it. A lot of people don't like that. They're like, well, I blocked you. This is how people feel. I blocked you and I'm never going to talk to you again, but you got to just keep that between me and you. You got to keep that private. No can do. Can't do it. You're going to hurt me. You got to realize you're hurting a YouTuber. That's the thing. I'm a YouTuber. I can't keep things to myself, but here's what I can do. I won't mention people's names. That's just a personal thing with me. It's called respect. I'm not going to mention. You could assume, you could say, is it this person you're talking about? Is it that person? I will not deny it and I will not confirm it. That's it. I will not mention names and I will not mention private, personal information. I will not do that. But will I talk about things? Oh, yeah. And if people don't like that, it's like, the movie Gone with the Wind. Frankly, honey, I don't give a damn. I don't care anymore. Everyone has a problem because I've done this before. Where I spoke about certain people that hurt me and hurt us during this grieving process that we're all going through. And let's just say certain parties didn't like that. But if you're going to continue to hurt me and you're going to continue to hurt my kids, that really need you, Well, then we're going to vent. I have no idea what that means. No idea what that means. So, anyway, I don't know if there was anything I could have did to save my wife. I don't know. I can't think about it no more. I think she needed God. That's my conclusion is sometimes look, I'll give you an analogy. I say this a lot. I say this in live streams a lot. Imagine it's like pitch black, but imagine like midnight. Okay, it's midnight, and you're in the middle of the ocean. You're by yourself, let's just say. I mean, you could be with somebody, whatever the case may be, but you're in the middle of the ocean, and it's pitch black, and there are sharks swimming all around you. You can't see them; they're underneath you, and at any second, any minute, right, they're gonna come up, they're gonna grab your leg and pull you down or whatever, eat you up like the way I eat spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, so here's the thing: what do you do in that situation? Tell me, what could you do as a human being? Nothing, right? You're basically screwed. Okay. So that's where God comes in. You pray. That's what you do in that situation. I was about to say it. You pray. That's what you do. You pray. And that's what I did. When my wife was on the ventilator and she was fighting for her life with cancer and aspiration pneumonia, I prayed every night. I prayed to God, help my wife, please. Make her become healthy. We need her. Just get her well, get her home. At least I said, let her get over the aspiration pneumonia. So this way we could maybe treat her cancer. We couldn't treat her cancer. They didn't want to do it. She was on a ventilator. She was too weak. I don't want to get into it. I do get mad at doctors too. I don't want to get into it. But anyway, every time I lie down, I close my eyes. You know, I just wish that my wife was here. I love my mom, and I would love for her to be here too. I love my mother with all my heart and soul. But if God said, Rich, if I got to take one, I'll take your mom. The only reason why I would agree to that, I would be happy. Listen to me, I would not be happy about it because I love my mother. But I understand that she's 75. Jennifer, my wife, was 46. She was 46, my wife. So she needed more time. She needed more time with her children. So sad. So sad what happened. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to think about this anymore. It's like I'm not happy anymore. That's it. It's like I'm not the same person I was just a few months ago. My mom was alive. My wife was alive. I was a happy, happy guy. I was the happiest guy in the world. This was literally, we're talking about a couple of months ago. A couple of months ago, Dodge City kid. She was very young. She was battling it for 10 years, cancer. God bless her. She used to talk to me, my wife, and she used to say, Rich, one day I might pass away from this. And I used to always tell her, stop it, don't say that. You're going to be just fine. You're strong. You're powerful. You're an Italian, Scottish, I said she was half Scottish, half Italian, tank. My beautiful wife, Jennifer. This is really tough for me, man. It's like I'm living in this house. I'm all alone. It's all quiet. Hey, Jackie for Brooklyn. How you doing, Jackie? Dodge City kid, I just can't stand it when people say that stuff, man. Look, I know you don't mean anything by it. I know you don't mean anything by it, but it's like if you have your wife, God bless you. Listen, I'm happy for you. God bless you. God bless you. But it's like I don't have my wife. Like let me give you like no, it's okay. You don't have to say you're sorry, but let me give you like an analogy to try to make you understand it, right? Imagine like your house burned down, right? Okay, and I'm walking down the street. Your house is like, basically completely burned down. No, but just hear me out. There's literally nothing left of your house. I just want you to think about this, right? It's like literally ashes. Your house turned to air, right? I walk up to you. I say, "Hey, what's up, Dodge City kid?" You're like, "Man, I just lost everything. I lost all my personal property. My house burned down. Everything's gone, Rich." I said, "But you know what? I got my house." I said, "And I'm so happy I got my house." Like I wouldn't say something like that. You follow? I would. I know you weren't thinking, but I'm saying I just wouldn't say that. That's just me, though. I guess everybody else is different in this world. You can make it up by giving a small cash app if you'd like. No, seriously, I'm not joking around. We really need help here. If someone could even type out my cash app, I'd appreciate it. It's the $ Richard Lavoy. Let me. It's okay, Dodge City kid. Can you type out my cash app for me? It's the $ Richard Lavoy. Let me spell that for you. It's the $ Richard is spelled capital RICHARD. That is capital LEVOI. Thank you, Jackie. So if you look at the well, it was close, Dodge City. It was the Y. The Y was supposed to be an I. So like you see the last letter. But it's all right. Jackie did it for us. Now Jackie or Brooklyn, I remember I asked you once. I can't remember. So you're not from Brooklyn? Are you from Brooklyn? Because I remember you mentioned something that you live in a different state, I think it was. You're from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York, right? What part of Brooklyn? I grew up my first house, Bensonhurst, that's where I live. My first house was like Gravesend areas, the Coney Island side. It was West 12th Street between Avenues U and T. And then we moved to where my grandma passed away, God bless her. We moved to the house that we had on Benson Avenue, or 15th Ave. Yeah, I do look tired today, Jackie. I'm very tired. I don't know, Dodge City kid, you're asking a lot of questions today. Not enough years, okay? Not enough years. I knew her for 27 years, okay? But we were married. No, we were married in 2005. So we were married for 20 years. I knew her for 27 years. That's not awesome. Oh man, this guy. Uh, that's not awesome. This guy, I don't know, man. You're like you're wild today. This guy, I think I might have to just. Don't you understand? Yeah, don't you understand that my daughter is 11 years old, brother? Why are you saying it's awesome for? My daughter is 11 years old. You think it's awesome that an 11-year-old girl lost her mom? Is that awesome to you? Do you feel that that's awesome? That an 11-year-old girl lost her mom? My son is 14. Is that awesome too? That he lost his mom? Can't stand my life here. Oh, this is bad. I don't know if I'm gonna be all right, guys. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be all right anymore, guys. This is becoming too hard to live this way. I just wish that everybody could just help us out, man, because at this point, you know, there's only one thing I have left. And I wish that all of you could just understand that. What does that mean? It means that I'm super heartbroken, Jackie. It means that I lost my wife. It means that I lost my mother. Hold on. It means that I don't feel well. It means that I lost our income. It means that I just lost a lot, Jackie. It's hard to be okay when you lose as much as I lost. It's hard. It doesn't mean anything that you're thinking. It doesn't mean like I'm always going to be around for my kids, but it's just I'm not feeling well. I mean, listen, I'm not feeling good. I'm in a house that's quiet. There's no sound. I'm so used to being around my wife, Jackie. I'm so used to being around my mom. It's just a quiet house now. It's just that you can hear a pin drop, Jackie. You could hear a pin drop fall on the floor. It's just very hard to live this way. That's all. It's very difficult. You have to understand, Jackie, that this was not the life I wanted to live. I didn't want to live this life, man. I wanted to live a life where, look, when I was a young guy, I appreciated Back to the Future. When I was a young guy, I wanted to be like a rock star, like Billy Joel, like an Elton John. That was my dream. That's when I was young guy, young gun. I said I want to play the piano. I want to be like Billy Joel. I want to be like Elton John. And then I got older and I said, you know something? I'm very happy. I said all I want to do is I want to be a husband. I want to be a father. And I was. I was a son. I took care of my mom. And then like you lose everything, man. You lose everything. Your wife passes away out of nowhere. Just like a shock. Your mother passes away. I keep hearing this ringing in my ears. That's probably my wife. She's worried about me. What makes things even harder, I'll tell you, I'm dealing with a lot. I'm dealing with a lot. But what this particular person did to me, and I'm not going to mention her name, we're just going to call her sister. We're going to call her sister. That's it. I thought of her as a sister. What she did to me makes everything even harder. As somebody who knows the loss that I have, who knows the hurt that I'm going through, and she decides to do the following things to help me. Talk to me every day. She was beautiful. Every day she let me vent to her, talk to her. whatever I wanted to get out off my chest. She's like, I'm here for you every day. So we talked every single day on the phone, probably for about 2 months. That the other day I gave her a call. It was just to do me a favor that she once did before, which was to get my daughter, okay, Sophia, to talk to someone. I don't want to get into this, that she has a personal relationship, a contact with, that she wanted her to call Sophia. Sophia, look, this is unfortunately what's going on in our life. Unfortunately, a lot of people who we were hoping were going to be there for us are not. I start fall. Whenever I lie down here, I start falling asleep. It's too comfortable. But anyway, so this person who I call sister again, she didn't want to do that favor. Like, at least not on the. I was asking her to do this for us on the weekend, which was to contact this person. I'm not mentioning names. Just don't. You don't have to know. You don't have to know names. You don't have to know the reasoning. But basically, sister didn't want to do this. It's like I'm falling asleep here. It's terrible, right? I'm probably the only YouTuber who does live streams and falls asleep because I don't sleep right. You're like, Mike, why? Like, you're probably all day like, why am I here watching this guy sleeping? All right, let me get up. It's just too quiet, man. I can't take it anymore. I just wish that, you know what I wish? I wish that everybody could say to themselves, man, this family needs help. They need help. Let me help them out. Here's a $5 cash app. Here's a $10 cash app. Like, what's the big deal? I mean, what's the big deal? If you do have the heart to do that, look down below on this chat to Jackie Brooklyn, and you'll click on that. That's my cash app. It's the $ Richard Lavoy, the $ capital RICHARD. Then the last name is capital LE V as in Victor OI. Okay, it's in this comment. You see it down below on the chat. Under Jackie Brooklyn, it's the comment is pinned. All you have to do is click on that, and there's the cash app. Anybody who did a small cash app, I will do a video for you later on. It's called the thank you song video, just to show you our appreciation of how much we care and love you. So I just don't say. I wish everybody would just do it, because this way we could get back on our feet. We got hit really, really hard, and we are not on our feet right now. We're behind. We're very behind, despite what anybody may think. So anyway, I do feel tired today, I tell you. But it's just so quiet in here. It's like, you know what it is? I can't handle it. I just can't handle this new life, Jackie. That's what she doesn't understand. I'm not trying to scare her. It's just that it's a depressing life, Jackie. It's a depressing life. I'm not used to things being so quiet. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it. I wish in a way that people could even talk on these live streams. I wish it was possible that I could get people to, I invite them, but we got to do like those FaceTimes. Hey, just Jessica, CS. I got to give Jessica a call too. I haven't spoken to you in a long time, Jessica. One of the people who was my good friends, Jessica, I'm not going to mention names. She let me down, Jessica. Jessica, she let me down. One of the people that was my very, very good supporters. She let me down, Jessica. How do you know? Do you know because you've been listening to me? Or did you speak to someone like when you say you know? I'm just curious. Did someone speak to you? Yep. Terrible. Terrible, Jessica. What people don't understand is this. When you're going through tough, tough times, what's up, Tony? Uh, Not doing so great, Tony. You're the fake Back to the Future here, this guy. So let's get rid of him. Not doing the greatest, Tone. Sleepy. Yeah, it's just tough, Tony. The house is quiet. I don't have my wife here, Tony. I don't have my mom here. The kids are in school. Honestly, these are the toughest times for me, Tony, if you want me to tell you the truth. This is the toughest times. I count the hours. I count the hours until the kids come home. So let's see, it's 9 hours. You figure 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, like 5.5 hours. Kids come home. Anybody who would like to do a cash app to help our family, just look below in the chat. You'll see Jackie Brooklyn, the comment. Click on that. Click on the pinned comment, Jackie Brooklyn, and you'll see my cash app. It's a $Richard Lavoy. Capital RICHARD. That is capital LEVOI. I gotta wake up here. I'm falling asleep. Would that be a great interesting live stream? That I just like start snoring here. Oh, that'd be a great live stream, right? I don't think anybody has anyone ever done that before on YouTube where they just fell asleep on a live stream. It's possible, right? Jessica, I'm not having the best of days myself. Your anxiety is through the roof about tomorrow. Sorry to hear that. Now, tomorrow do you have surgery tomorrow, or are they just planning it out? Is tomorrow surgery, Jessica, or tomorrow are they planning it out? Like what's happening tomorrow? Ugh. I can't really accept a lot that this is my new reality now. It's so heartbreaking. It's so sad. I'm up. Okay. It's so sad. It's so heartbreaking, this stuff, that it's like I can't accept it. That's why I question God so much, Jessica. I mean, I got my kids, and when they come home, I'm happy, but I don't know. I feel my wife. Oh, you're seeing your neurologist tomorrow for EMG to make sure I qualify. Okay. God bless you, Jessica. I always keep you in my prayers and my thoughts. You know that. I always do. Um, it's just I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know what I'm going to do anymore. It's like I'm living a life that I did not want to live. Don't you? Doesn't anyone understand this? This is not the life I wanted to live. I had a wife. I had a mom. You know what I mean? I had a beautiful life. Everything was normal in my life. Just a couple of months ago. Just a couple of months ago, everything in my life was normal. And I don't know. I just feel like I was forced against my will to do so many things. I was forced. You ever feel like you're forced to do a lot of things in your life? Like the first thing I'm forced to do is live a life that I didn't want to live. Like in other words, you feel like, all right, what are your choices, right? I'll be praying for Jessica as well. What are your choices here? Not much. Okay. When your mom and your wife passes away, you lose so much. You're like, what am I doing? You're like, what am I doing here? Right? Like, what's the point? But then the point is the kids. That's the thing. You have children. So you say to yourself, okay, that's the point. I have to be strong for my kids. I have to be strong for my children. So that is the point. But the problem is, it's hard to be strong for your kids when you're going through severe, like you're depressed. You're depressed, man. You're not, listen, I don't ever okay, Jackie, let me explain. I never do this with my kids. My kids are at school right now. Jackie for Brooklyn, they're at school. They're having fun. They're learning. They're living a normal life. The thing is, I'm not living a normal life. They're living a normal life. I'm living a depressed life. I got my wife's room over here. I still got all her clothes in there. It's like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. It's like none of this stuff even seems real. I don't think I'm ever going to, people say time makes it feel better. I don't think so. Not for me. I'm never going to get over this. I'm living a life I don't want to live. That's what the bottom line is? I'm living a life that I did not want to live. I did not plan to live. All right. This was not what I planned. Me and my wife had a very specific plan to raise the kids together. Now I understand you can say, well, shit happens in life. I understand that. But shit happens, what? You lose this much? You gotta be shitting me. I understand that stuff happens sometimes in life, but I mean, give me a break here. You lose your wife, you lose your mom, you have no support system, you lose your monthly income. It's like, what? Look, Jessica, it's like, how can I say this to you? I know you understand me. I know you do. I know you understand me completely. It's like, I understand that none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. I understand that. And I understand that none of us are going to live forever. I get it. All I ask for in return is the following things. And I think that even what I'm asking for is a little too much, apparently, is a fairness to life. That's all I'm asking for, a fair. So you might say, what does that mean? What does that mean, a fairness? My mom, I may disagree or agree that, here's an example. I could say to you, my mom could have lived to 97. And I always felt she was going to be honest, because she had those genes. She had good genes. My mother's mom, my grandmother, Anna, lived to 97 years old. So I could sit here, we could go back and forth and say, well, my mom was 75. I wish she would have lived to 97. Okay. But she winded up passing away at 75. So now the question is that fair? I think it is. I think it's fair. Now, I know life is not fair, but I'm just telling you the way I see it. That's exactly right, JN USMC. That's right. But I just want to talk about this for a second because this is the way I look at life. I get it. We all have to pass away at some point. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. I get it. I get it. But even though everyone's going to keep telling me that life is not fair, that's where I go back to God. And I'm sorry, but God should make it fair, especially for good people, especially for people who are good, who love God, who. Never did anything wrong. Good people, good family. So in the case of my mom, she was 75 years old. She saw I was her only child. She saw me grow up. She raised me well. I will always appreciate my mom and always love her. She did well. She did good. So I'm 40. I'm 47. Excuse me. I'm 47 years old. Um, she did a good job. Now I know, Jessica, but I'm just telling you what I feel is right. I know it's not reality what I'm saying, but just hear me out. I'm just telling you the way I feel it should be, the way it should be. Okay. So a lot of people might say, that Rich, your mother was too young. I think she was. 75 is still young. And a lot of people might be angry, and a lot of people might be, people who loved my mother. I saw people breaking down crying because they loved my mother so much. I loved her too. But she was 75. She raised me well. She saw the grandkids grow up. So for all of those reasons, I feel it was at least fair. Now, I'm not saying to you I'm happy about it because I love my mother. And I would love to have seen her live until her mother, Anna. I would love to have seen her live to 97. So I'm certainly not saying to you I'm happy about it. No way. But she was still 75. Okay. Jennifer was only 46. My wife, Jennifer. She was only 46 years old. Sophia's 11. Michael's 14. She needed to be here. That's it. And I prayed to God for her. We even had this lady. She was from like the chapel at the hospital. She was coming in, praying with us. I wasn't too happy even then because I was just telling her, I was like, I don't know, God needs to help her. God needs to help her. Nora from Italy. I don't know. Probably a hater here. This is a hater. So I'm gonna probably end this live right now, do another one soon because I just noticed that when people come to these lives, you guys gotta understand something. Listen to me. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude. And Jackie, please don't get mad at me, because I love you, Jackie. I think you're great. These are benefits for my kids. These lives are benefits. It would be really, really nice and sweet of someone if they'd even consider to give $1 or something, anything. Just it's a benefit. My son Michael, he lost his mom. He's only 14 years old. My daughter Sophia lost her mom. She's only 11. My son Michael lost his grandma. My daughter lost their grandma. I mean, they lost a lot. I lost a wife. I lost my mother. So these lives are benefits. They're benefits. So meaning like it would be no different if you went to say a benefit event to benefit animals or to benefit any type of non for profit or whatever. Now, I'm not a non for profit, but I'm saying it's still a benefit. Anything you do is considered an entertainment tip. Obviously, you're not getting a tax break because it's not a 501c. But at the same time, it's a benefit. So it would be really cool if everybody would say once in a while, you know what, Rich? God bless you. God bless your children. Here's a $5 cash app or a $10 cash app. Like I said, if you go to the bottom of the chat right here, you see that Jackie Brooklyn, right? Just click on Jackie at Brooklyn and you'll see my cash app. The $ Richard Lavoy. $ capital RICHARD, capital L as in Larry, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, OI. That's the cash app. So, man, I just can't. It sucks. It sucks, man. It's hard to get rest. Back to the Future. It's hard, brother. I do sleep. I know you think I don't. I slept that night. I slept. I probably got a good 4 hours Back to the Future. It's just hard to do it, man. It's hard to do it because it's like Back to the Future. I got to work. I got to make money. I got a lot of problems. People don't understand this. I got to work. I got to make money. I need support. We lost our household income. We lost $7,000 a month. You know what the funny thing is? If enough people would just come here to these lives, that's why I'm trying to tell people that this is a benefit. I'm trying to tell people that, but people are not. I think they think that this is fun and games. Everybody thinks, oh, let me go to the Apefather's live and like whatever, like watch him play the piano and watch him sleep, watch him talk about how down he is, whatever. It's actually a benefit. Okay, it's a benefit to help my children. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for any other reason. Follow me? It's a benefit to help my kids out. This is my Cash App. Again, it's the $ Richard Lavoie. If you go down to the bottom of this chat and you see Jackie of Brooklyn's comment, you could click on it and you could actually do a Cash App. Try not to get too stressed out. It's hard Back to the Future. It's hard to not get too stressed out. A lot of problems happening right now, brother. That's what I'm saying. Why do you think I am stressed out for? There's a reason. Because it's not that listen, it's not that I'm stressed out for no reason. It's not like I'm just stressing myself out for my imagination. I'm stressing myself out because I lost my wife. She was only 46 years old. I lost my mom. We lost our household income. I got all these bills now that we're getting behind on. I gotta look. It's just like I said, I'm starting something called the Apefather Support Group. Okay? And the Apefather Support Group is supposed to be something where, let's say you like the Apefather. Let's say you love my kids, right? Whatever the case may be. Okay. For a small Cash App once a month, could be $5, $10. I mean, I'm going even lower than 10 now because I'm trying to make it easy for all of you. A small little Cash App once a month can make a big difference. So it's almost, was it 9:30 almost? And the kids will be home soon, like 5 hours. I pour Back to the Future. You've watched me from the beginning. You used to watch me when I was a happy guy. It must be so hard for you right now, right? I think you are the real Back to the Future. I'm convinced now. I'm convinced you're the real Back to the Future. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who imitate you, but now I'm convinced you're the real guy. I actually read one of your letters that you sent, that you stipulated that your channel, James, was Back to the Future. It's like is Jackie from Brooklyn even here? Did she leave? I think I scared her. I think I scared Jackie in Brooklyn. She's like, I'm out. I'm out of here. Well, what would you all do if you were me? Let me ask you a question. Okay, let's talk about this subject. So if you were me, Back to the Future, and everybody here, how would you handle this situation? You lost your wife, your soulmate, your partner of your life, everything. So, we're talking about my love of my life. So if you lost your wife, you lost your mom in 2 weeks, and then you had people out there who you thought were support systems that ended up they wound up closing the door and you're backstabbing you. You lost your household income, 7,000 plus a month. How would you all handle this? Honestly, I would go to a therapist. God bless you, Apefather. So what do you think a therapist is going to do, Connor? So let's talk about it. Do you think a therapist is going to help you get back the $7,000 a month that you made? No, right? Well, that's what I'm saying, CC. What CC just said. Prioritize what's important first. I hate to say it, but he's right. Listen, you got to get your money in. But that's what I'm trying to tell all of you. Listen to me. Okay. Try to understand what I'm saying to all of you. Okay. I am not asking for handouts. I'm actually looking to every dollar I get on Cash App, I look to earn. I look to earn it. So the first thing I do for anyone who does a Cash App is I do a video. It's called the Thank You Song video. I upload it on YouTube, and I'm going to make a big fuss over your generosity. You follow me? Like helping us out with the Cash App. So if anybody does like a $10 Cash App, a $50 Cash App, $20 Cash App, whatever you prefer, I'm going to upload a video on YouTube for you, calling it the Thank You Song. You're going to love it. So that's the first step, is getting people to say, okay, Father. So anyway, kind of like relaxing here. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I got to get up. I start like relaxing, and next thing I know, I'm like this. Zzz, I start snoring, right? A therapist is not going to help me with a lot of things, Connor. A therapist is not going to help me with a lot of things, okay? So let's talk about all the things a therapist will not help me with. The first thing it's not going to help me with is income. A therapist is not going to help you with income. A therapist can't really tell you anything. What is a therapist going to tell you that's going to make you forget that you love your wife and your mother? I don't know what they're going to tell me. What are they going to say? Just forget about them. Take them out of your mind, which is in essence what you have to do. If you all want the truth, that's kind of what you have to do. You can't be thinking about them, because the more and more you think about them, you have to accept the reality that you're in. It's like I'm trying to, but I can't, because my reality sucks. Concentrate on your future life with your children. You know what is Back to the Future? I'm going to say something to you, and you're going to get upset at me. You're going to get upset at me. I once had a conversation with Jen, and I asked her, I said, Jennifer, if anything ever happened to me, I asked Jennifer, I said, can you live without me? She says no. My wife says no. What's up, Gia? She says, I wouldn't be able to live without you. So the funny thing is, like, so then what makes Jennifer think I could live without her? It's like, I really can't. I'm being forced. Can I tell you what's happening, guys? I'm being forced against my will here to wake up every day and to be strong for my kids. I'm living a life of suffering, of misery. That's what I'm living. A life of suffering and misery, because I have no choice. Poor Gia. I'm sorry, Gia. That's why, I got to be careful what I say. But listen, it's the truth, though. I don't want this life. This is not the life I wanted. That's why I'm so angry at God. I feel like, why did you even leave me here? He's like, well, I left you here, right, to take care of your kids. What's up, Justin Henry? Listen, eventually, guys, you guys got to be a little cool with, being a moderator. You got to, don't kick everybody off, because eventually we got to see if people want to give some, super chats or some cash apps, Try not, only if they're rude. That's it. The only time you should kick somebody off is if they are rude. That's it, period. If they're not rude, then there's no reason to kick them off, okay? Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I'm not like you're funny, Justin. I'm not like used to the life I'm living, guys, and it's horrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. My life like sucks, man. I wish it didn't, but it's terrible. It's like I went from having this life, right, where I had this beautiful, beautiful wife that loved me with all her heart and loved her family with all her heart and soul, and was always here for us. I'm just taking some of these towels out of the washing machine. I mean, now it's like I don't have my wife, I don't have my mom. I'm in this house, this big house, all by myself. I have thousands and thousands of dollars in bills. No income. I lost my income because I was Jennifer's caretaker. I love when people say, go get a job. It's not that easy to go get a job and just make, $7,000 a month. People don't understand. I'm in a very tough situation. Sell your house, sell your house. Well, it's not that easy. People just don't understand that we're in your life stopped for 2 years, Justin. Yeah. It's like my life can't stop. That's the thing. God bless you, by the way, and your father. I have to be there for Michael and Sophia. So the thing is, I don't even have the luxury to fall apart. I don't even have, see, that's the thing people don't understand, right? I don't even have the luxury to fall apart. I can't even fall apart. I can't even fall apart, even if I wanted to. Even if I said, you know what, I can't take this anymore, I'm going to just fall to pieces. I'm going to fall to pieces. I can't fall to pieces. It's just, look, I know it's not my wife's fault. Obviously, my beautiful wife, Jennifer, was a fighter. We all know this, okay? We all know that Jennifer was a fighter. We all know that she did everything in her power to be here for her kids and to be here for me, fighting that terrible cancer, fighting that aspiration pneumonia. She was a fighter. And for Jennifer, Jennifer loved her kids so much, right? So for Jennifer to have actually passed away, she must have got hit with something so hard. Listen to me. She must have got hit with something, because that was a girl that loved her kids so much. Listen to me. She loved her family so much that it had to be something mind-boggling to take her out. And I believe it was. I believe that what she was dealing with was so severe and it was so mind-boggling that, like, she did not have a chance. My wife literally didn't have a chance. So that's why, what does it come down to for me? God. That's what it comes down to. God. Because God should have stepped in. God should have said, this girl is fighting. You know, they say God helps those who helps themselves. She was fighting. God should have said, let me help her. But he didn't. Look, don't you think all of this kind of seemed planned a little bit? Like it kind of seemed pre-written, my life predetermined. What are the chances? Let me ask you a question, right? What are the chances that you lose your wife and then 2 weeks later your mom passes away? I don't know, it's gotta be like 500 million to one, I would say odds, right? What are the chances of that happening? Unless it was predetermined, right? Unless it was written. Like this is destiny. Sometimes I think that. Sometimes I think, was this just all destiny? Was this, look, I'll tell you a story, okay? So my wife, Jennifer, in 2017, I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm going to tell you about destiny, okay? She had stage 4 cancer for the first time. This is back in 2017. When it turned to stage 4, her mother, Linda, okay, got something called acute leukemia. Out of nowhere, her mother was a healthy person. Out of nowhere gets this acute leukemia. Her mother, Linda. Now, Jennifer, when her cancer turned stage 4, it spread to her liver, the cancer, and she went into septic shock, and she couldn't move. I never forget this. She couldn't even move her body. She was like kind of almost semi-paralyzed, but it was just temporary because she had septic shock. And the doctor came to me and said, Rich, he goes, this doesn't look good, is what the doctor said to me. He goes, I just wanted to prepare you. Okay, this doesn't look good. Now, what happened was her mom, Linda, passes away from the acute leukemia. Jennifer makes a full recovery. It was like a miracle. It was like a miracle. She made a full recovery. They got the cancer off her liver. She got over the septic shock. She was able to walk again. She got up. She came home. And she was good. She was back to herself. Me and Jennifer always felt that the mother, Linda, saved her life. This is what we felt. Her mother, Linda, must have made some kind of a deal. Now, seriously, like, just hear me out for a second. She must have made some kind of a deal. I don't know if she made this deal with God. I don't know who she made the deal. I have no idea. But she made some kind of a deal. Take me, spare my daughter. Make my daughter live longer. Make her live another, whatever, 8 years, 10 years, whatever it is. And God said, okay, deal. You know, like that show, no, deal or no deal. God said deal. Or maybe, Linda said, how long would you let her live? And then God was the one who said, well, I'll give you 8 years. I don't know. Because all of this seems very like planned to me. It all seems like this was part of something, like it was already written. I don't know. I just don't get it, Justin. What is the chances of this? Like, what is the chances that you lose your wife? She just passes away. Something is strange, right? It's like she just passes away. Almost like nothing we could do to help her. I hear, by the way, as we're sitting here, I hear ringing in my ears. So we can't help her. And then 2 weeks later, my mother passes away. It's weird. So the question is, was this all predetermined? And if it was, who predetermined this? Was it God? Was this part of his divine plan? I'm just trying to understand, like, who predetermined this? Hey, what's up there, DJK? Not doing good, brother. So anyway, Are you asking me how old I am? I don't know, this guy's like a kid or something. Don't worry about how old I am. 47, what's the difference? CC, I disagree with you. I respectfully disagree with you because that's being naive. Okay? It's being naive. You want to know what the problem is with everyone in this world? A bad thing will happen to you, right? And as human beings, we just have to accept it. That's all we have to say. Okay. Like, I'll give you an example, CC, right? You're walking down the street one day, let's just say, okay? And some guy mugs you, let's just say, takes your wallet, takes all your money, right? Okay. You accept it, you let it go. You continue to walk down the street, right? Some guy, takes up like whatever it is, like he jumps on you, he beats you up, just say whatever, attacks you. Then you're walking down the street, and then a gorilla escapes from the zoo and knocks you out. I'm just making a point. At what point do you question it? Do you just keep accepting it, CC? Like, here's an example. Because according to your theory, that's what you're telling me to do. You're telling me just say, what am I going to do now? Accept it. No, at some point, you got to question it. No, but listen, we can do something about it. You're wrong. We can do something, but you're wrong. You're wrong. You want to know what we could do about it? I'm going to tell you. We could keep questioning it and drive God crazy. I'll question it the rest of my life. I'm a YouTuber. And I'll keep asking the question over and over and over. No, but you're telling me I can't do that? You're telling me I can't make 1 million videos? No, but listen to me. I'm not saying to you I'm not going to live my life. I'm not saying to you I'm not going to be there for my kids. I never said that. I never said, did I ever say that to you? Listen to me. But I keep questioning it. And I know he won't answer me, but I know he's going to get pissed off. He's going to say, man, that guy's got determination. You know what I mean? I don't know, CC. I'm just pissed off, man. I know, but CC, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off, CC. My wife was too young. She was only 46. I'm pissed off, man. She should be here right now. It's just that, all right, you have to understand something, CC. My wife and my mom were the best. Thank you. But they were also our entire support system. You have to understand that my wife loved me and she loved her children so much. And we loved my wife so much. And the kids loved their mom. And we loved my mother. And the kids loved their grandmother so much. We were all each other's support system. So when they passed away, CC, when my wife and mom passed away, I feel like we have no more support system now. I just feel that way. So the thing is that you have to understand how hard that is, man. It's just a hard thing to do. It's just a hard thing to say, okay, all my life I had a support system, all my life. 27 years I'm with my wife. 47 years I know my mom. You're talking a long time, man. Now I just got to shut it all off. I got to say, okay, let's forget about all of that. 27 years I spent with my wife, building our lives. Let's just end it. Let's forget about it. It's hard to do that. But the key here is you're right, CC. It's tremendously difficult. But in my opinion, we have to change. We don't have a choice. You're right. You're 100% right. I did change. You know, I'm doing everything now. I'm taking care of the house. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm taking care of the dogs. I'm cleaning the clothes, the towels. Sorry. I definitely stepped up to the plate, CC, and became a different person than I was previously. But where I need help at this point is finances. Like dozing off here. Anybody who would like to do a very small cash app, as you can see, we are going through a very, very tough time. You'll see the comment below, Jackie Brooklyn. If you just click on that comment that's in India chat, it'll take you to the cash app right there. It's the comment is pinned, Jackie Brooklyn. But if you click on that, you'll see my cash app, dollar sign Richard Lavoie, dollar sign capital RICHARD capital LEVOI. You know, you guys are gonna all think I'm like a baby. You know the reasons why it's hard for me to sleep too. I'm just used to having my wife, like, her head as like a pillow. I just miss her. I miss being with her. Just her lying down next to me would give me the comfort. All right. So anyway, I don't know if more people are gonna come here, but I think that we'll do a few songs and I'll probably end the live. Trying to get support here, guys. Come on, remember this is a benefit live stream. This is a benefit live stream. Oh man. Kids would be home by 2:30, 2:45. This is like the quiet hours for me. These are the quiet times. It's like, you ever see that movie, A Quiet Place? I feel like I'm living in that movie. I feel like I'm living in that movie, A Quiet Place. Everything is so quiet. I hate quiet. I've always hated quiet my whole life. So I'm saying, like, why do I have to suffer like this for? What did I do, guys? All these haters come here. They want to hate on me. I'm not begging. Yeah, they call me a beggar. I'm not. Listen to me. I play the piano. When you play the piano, it's called entertainment tips. I'll give you an example. I'm going to play the piano right now. It's called entertainment tips. Plus, I do videos for people. Let's do a little peace and serenity. You should see that movie, Justin. It's a good movie. I feel like I'm living in the movie, A Quiet Place. With This is a job. See what I'm saying? That is contributing to society. Beautiful music, right? Beautiful music to me is contributing to society. Connor, look, I'm going to try to explain to you what's going on, brother. If you really care, then you would consider doing a Cash App. If you really, really care. Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk, okay? I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm explaining to you that when I lost my wife and when I lost my mom, we lost our income. Listen to me. No therapist is going to give me $7,000 a month, Connor. Connor, I could go see the greatest therapist in the world. And I walk in and I say, can I have $7,000 a month? He's going to say, no, but you could pay me. Okay, so I'm not trying to be like mean. Thank you, Back to the Future. I just can't stand it when people, you know what I can't stand what people do? People come here to these live streams and they try to tell me what I need to do to help myself, okay? And I'm trying to tell them what I need. Like, did you ever ask yourself this question? Why am I doing these live streams? Let's see. Why am I doing it? Okay. Because I need help. Right. Ding, 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 ding. My children need help. We need support. My wife passed away. 2 weeks later, my mother passed away. Okay, but then leave it alone, then Connor. Listen to me. Can I give you some friendly advice from one friend to another? Listen to me. Not financial advice, friendly advice. Okay. I'm gonna give you an analogy to try to make you understand it. I'm gonna give you an analogy, okay? So let's say you walk into a pizzeria. Are you ready? And the guy's like, look, he's got the pizza out that he made for the day. He's got some pizza with pepperoni on it. He's got pizza with meatballs on it. He's got all these slices out ready to go. Okay, so you tell the guy, you know something? I don't like pizza. This is what you tell the guy. Say, I think you need to open a Chinese restaurant, right? just this is what you need to do, right? Get rid of all the pizza, throw it in the garbage, and literally start a Chinese restaurant. Okay. That's kind of what you guys do. I know it sounds like a funny analogy. It sounds like you guys are coming to my pizzeria and telling me that you don't want my pizza. You're coming to my pizzeria. No, but just listen to me. You're coming to my pizzeria and you're telling me I should open up a Mexican restaurant. That guys, it's basically don't walk into the pizza shop. This is what I'm trying to make you understand. Just don't walk into the pizza shop unless you want pizza. Like, listen to me, when you walk into McDonald's, think about this for a second. Are you going to tell them that you want a Whopper? You're not going to do that, right? You're going to walk into McDonald's. You're going to order a Big Mac, right? You're going to order a quarter pounder with cheese. Okay. When you come into my live stream, we are a benefit live stream. Listen to me. This is supposed to be to benefit my children. I don't know how, that's the this live stream is not in any way, shape, or form for any other reason. It is to benefit my kids. It's not to tell me I need therapy. You understand? It's not to tell me I need to get a job. It's not to tell me I need to lose weight. It's not to tell me I need to go to the gym. It's not to tell me I need to refinance my house. It's not to tell me I need to sell my house. It's not to tell me I need to get like the hair club for men because I have a bald spot. it's it's a benefit live stream. Benefit for my kids, Michael and Sophia. So this is the thing. You come to these benefit live streams and you're telling me you have no money, right? No, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? You're telling me I can't contribute. Okay, so that's fine. But for the love of God, shut the F up. Listen, shut up. Like if you come to a benefit, all right, let me give you an example. I'm going to give you another example, right? Imagine like you went to like a charity event. This is what I want you to actually think about this for a second. It doesn't make a difference what the charity is. Let's just call the charity whatever. Whatever. Who cares? Save the whales. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. So you go to this charity event where you're expected to actually contribute money. You know what I'm saying? Now let's say they got a band playing, they're playing Motown music, I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour, right? So you're up there, you're dancing, you're having a good time, okay. You're not contributing any money. Not 1 cent. You're not giving 1 cent to this charity event, okay? You're dancing, you're having a great time, okay. At some point during the event, right, there's a microphone, right? You go up to the microphone and you tell people, I don't give a shit about whales. Listen, let me be clear here. I don't care if we save the whales. I don't care if we don't save the whales. This whole event sucks. You should just do a new charity. It's save the dolphins. There you go. That's better. Don't save the whales. Save the dolphins. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Right? See you later. But Cece, this is what these people do to me. This is what these people do to me. They come to these live streams and every single day, Rich, you need therapy. Rich, you need, what's up, Dave? You need to sell your house. Rich, you need to refinance your house. Rich, you need a job. Rich, you need to get a new haircut. You know, guys, just keep it simple. I'm doing these live streams for one reason, and David is a great example. Here's a guy who actually contributed 2 times. God bless Dave's house, 342. Thank you, Dave, for your love and support. Dave is a good man. Dave gave. Dave gave to the kids. Dave helped out. And I appreciate that. Good morning. My family appreciates that. People say I look like Dana White. I wish I had his money. The first thing I need to do, Kana, is I need to get my money back. I need to get my income back. That's the first thing I need to do, brother. I need to get income back. I need to get to the point where I could at least survive and my kids could survive. So you want to go through each step? You want to go through each step? Okay, that's step one. Step one is survival. Okay. Once we get to the point now where I'm surviving, yeah, thank you, John. Anyone out there who really cares about the Apefather, can please consider a cash app to help me and my children. The kids lost their mom, their grandma in 2 weeks. Please consider a cash app. The cash app will be below in the chat, Jackie Brooklyn. It is the $ Richard Lavoie. listen, all of that, Dave, is going to come in time. But the first step really is to try to get to a point, if possible, where I become successful on YouTube. And it's possible. It's possible to do that. Then yes, the business ideas could come next. And I would like to build the Apefather brand one day. Yes, one day, I'd like to build the Apefather brand. Apefather Steakhouse, Apefather Italian Restaurant, Apefather Pizzeria, Apefather Gym, whatever the case may be. But we're not there yet. It's like, look, that's why I was trying to tell everybody, if you guys, all right, let's get rid of this guy, John. Uh, this is what people do all the time. It's all these haters. They come here and they try to change the topics of the live stream. They do this all the time. I want you to start seeing what they do. You know, it's there's no book that's going to help me. There's no therapist that's going to help me, but I'll write it down. Okay, I'll write it down, man. I just wish that all of you realize that you have the power to help me. You don't realize it. It's like, if you guys really cared, you have the power to help me. All of you do. Uh Dave, thank you again, Dave. Dave came through again. Thank you, David. See, David gets it. You understand what I'm trying to say? David gets it. I wish everybody got it the way Dave got it. Hold on a second here. I'll write down this book here for you. Man's Search for Meaning, huh? I got this guy who's a friend of mine. I'll make you all laugh, right? And he's trying to convince me how he has no time for me. This is someone who was like one of my best friends when we were younger. And he's trying to convince me how he's working a job and he can't even call me one time here. This is what I'm dealing with in my life. Hold on a second here. This is what I'm dealing with. This is crazy stuff I'm dealing with here. These people are all nuts. Cuckoo rabbits, man. Lunatics. Guy's a psychopath, man. Hold on a second here. Just give me 1 second. I'm texting someone. I don't talk about stocks, man. One second, I'm just typing something. So, just give me 1 second, guys. 1 sec. Actually, I think it's longer. It's longer. We spoke before we started. So, like maybe 10 days. You want me, you believe, bro. It's in 10 days. Fucking bullshit, bro. Bullshit. My wife passed away. That's the truth. And it's shocking. It hurts, man. There's no way, bro. I would always be there for you. Sorry about that, man. So, guys, the last thing I want to do right now is talk about AMC. I'm sorry. Wrong live stream, man. Wrong live stream. Last thing I want to do is talk about AMC. I lost my wife. I lost my mom. And back then, I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? Definitely don't want to talk about AMC. Don't want to talk about AMC. Look, it was a major mistake, but can I just tell you something at the end of the day? Who cares? Did I lose hundreds of thousands of dollars at AMC? Yes. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars at AMC. But when you lose your wife and you lose your mom, you don't care anymore. You know, I wish I could go. I used to drive my wife crazy every day. I used to drive my wife crazy every day on telling her how sad I was that I lost like 300,000 in AMC. Every day I would talk to my wife. I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe I lost all this money. Right. It's like, who cares about money? It's like listen, but see, this is the thing. I can't fix this problem with my wife. I can't look. I can fix a financial problem. I can make a better financial decision. I can fix a financial problem. You understand? I can fix a financial problem. How am I going to fix this problem that my wife passed away? How am I going to fix this problem that my mother passed away? How am I going to fix that? I can't fix it. I'm alone in my life. Okay. I have no wife. I have no mom. I'm sitting in a house by myself. My kids are in school. You guys are talking about AMC. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Yeah. Did the whole thing suck? Absolutely. It was rotten like friggin' shit in Denmark, man. Okay. But who gives a shit? Again, no financial advice, not a financial planner. I'm just basing it on my opinion. The whole thing sucked. The whole thing sucked. Okay, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. It was just a bad situation. But I'm over it. I'm over that. I'm over it. I'm on to bigger and better things, like trying to figure out a way to survive. I'm on to bigger and better things right now. Oh man. Look, Back to the Future. I'm going to tell you the truth. All right. There's only one reason why I'm here, and it's my kids. That's it. You want me to tell you the truth? I'm depressed. I'm suffering. I'm miserable. Okay. I am living the most suffering, horrible life. I'm like that guy, Job. I'm like, what God did to Job, that's me. I'm like the book of Job. They're going to write a new book called the Book of Apefather. This is going to be the updated story that you're going to see. Okay. The update in the Bible. I'm going to be in the new Revelations, whatever. It could be the book of Apefather. Book of Richie Lavoie. Book of Apefather. What happened to me here? It's crazy what happened to me, man. I can't even believe, listen to me. Do you know how much I love Jennifer? Okay. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you all something. If God said to me like this, Rich, I got to take somebody. I got to take your wife, or I got to take your mom. The reason I would say take my mom, now just understand this, because I love my mother. I love my mother. You have no idea how much I love my mother. But I would say, okay, my mom's 75. She had a wonderful opportunity to raise me. She did great. She was a wonderful mother. She did great. She always wanted to have a child. She did. She had a wonderful opportunity to be there for her grandkids, and she was. And she saw the grandkids grow up. It's sad because I love my mother. It's sad. I want to see my mother live to 97. I would like to see my mother live to 100. But I get it. It's kind of like a normal transition of life. We lose our parents. We don't want to lose our parents. None of us want to. but it's a normal transition of life. What happened to my wife, Jennifer, was not a normal transition of life. She's too young. My wife, don't you all understand this? She's only 46, she was. And it's just the whole thing, what happened to her sucked. This is what none of you understand. The girl was okay. She was fine. And then this aspiration pneumonia came out of nowhere. It's like it came out of nowhere. Like, I'll just give you examples, okay? So she had her brain surgery where she removed a tumor. I don't know why they didn't remove 3 tumors, but they removed this big tumor. It was a mostly liquid 9 centimeter tumor. They did that in January of 2024. The next day, I know you guys don't believe this is how strong Jennifer was. The next day, Jennifer was in Outback Steakhouse with me and the kids. She was at Outback Steakhouse. Okay? Who does that after brain surgery? That's how power. That's what I'm saying. My wife convinced me. You want to know what she convinced me? That she was Wonder Woman and that she was unstoppable. My wife. She convinced me that she was like the most powerful woman in the world. I really started to believe it. I'm like, this girl is a warrior, a fighter, and that's what I was proud of her because I said to myself, "You're strong, Jen." Jen, she used to smile at me. I'm like, "You're powerful. You're a tank. You're an Italian Scottish tank." I used to tell my wife. Okay, so that's why when this thing hit her, she was fine the whole time, by the way. She was fine after her surgery. She was fine in February of 2024, March, April, May, June, July. You saw us in Long Beach Island. You saw us in the summer, right? We were taking the kids to the rides. We were on the beach. We were having fun. We were living life, enjoying life as a family. We were all okay. Jennifer, in no way, shape, or form, showed any signs to me that she was going to pass away. There were no signs there. She looked great. Okay. She looked great. Now, all I can tell you is this. Okay. The cancer just spread out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Okay. And this aspiration pneumonia hit her hard. And she started to fight a fight. This is now, towards the end of 2024 into January when all of this started. She started to fight a fight she couldn't win. She started to fight a fight she couldn't win. And that's why I'm mad at God, because I say to myself, man, why did this have to happen now? Like, this is the thing I don't understand. Like, why now? Why was she okay all this time? Why was she okay all this time? And then why at the end of like 2024 into January did all of this hit this poor girl? Okay. And it just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. Then 2 weeks later, my mom passes away. It doesn't seem right to me. This whole thing seems wrong. Okay. And now I'm forced against my will, Back to the Future and everybody here. I'm forced against my will to survive. I know it sounds crazy. You're like, what? What? Look, obviously, if I spoke with Jennifer, I know what she would say to me. I know what Jennifer would say to me right now. I know Jennifer, what she would say. Jennifer would say, Richie, I know you love me. I get it. And I am so, honored that you are my husband because you have such love in your heart for me. And I'm so happy that I had known you and we had a life together. But honey, you have to be strong for the children. Please honor me. Honor your mother. Be strong for the kids. And you want to know what I'll tell her? I would say I'll do it. But don't expect me to be happy. How do you expect me to be happy? Like, how does God expect me to be happy? How do any of you expect me to be happy? I lost my mother. I lost my wife. I lost my whole support system. Do you want to know now I have nobody in my life except my kids? Now, my kids are my kids. I love my kids. Listen to me, I love them. You know that I love my kids. But I can't depend on my kids. My kids have to depend on me. That's how it works. They have to depend on me. I can't depend on them. Meaning I can't go to my kids and say, look, help me out here financially or help me out emotionally. Or they're kids. They just want to have fun. They want to go to school. They want to come home. They do the schoolwork. They do their extra school activities. And then they want to go hang out with their friends. Then they want to go eat. They want to do things. Okay. That's it. So you have to understand with Jennifer was different. She was my lover. She was my best friend. She was everything to me. You know what I mean? She gave me so much emotion, so much love, so much support. It became part of my existence on this planet. That's what none of you understand. It's I loved Jennifer so much. And when all of this hit her, I was in shock. When all of this hit her, I went into shock. I went into complete, utter shock. And I tried everything in my power to fix it because I'm a fixer. I spoke to the doctors. I was like, what do we need to do here? Like, what's that? She goes, well, she has aspiration pneumonia. I was like, okay, what do we need to do about that? We're going to give her antibiotics. Do it. Give her antibiotics. Let's go. Give her oxygen. Give her everything she needs. Give her oxygen support. They didn't want to treat the cancer, though. They were just telling me, they're like, Rich, we don't feel she's stable enough to treat the cancer right now. We can't do it. It's too risky. I had no choice but to accept that answer. I had no choice. Like, now that pissed me off with the doctors because I believe that she could have, if they would have treated the cancer, okay, there were things out there that, like I did research online and I found, and I spoke to the oncologist and she agreed with me that some of the stuff that I found would have been probably good. Like, there was a thing called T-DXD that could have been administered through the IV. It was a chemo that could have reached the blood-brain barrier. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying this was with her, the lepto disease. Lepto, MENINGEAL disease. I'm just saying this could have been something that could have helped her make the tumor smaller, or there was the proton therapy, but we found out about that later. Jennifer didn't want to do whole brain radiation. See, originally in November, that's what they wanted to do for her. But whole brain radiation leads to dementia. She didn't want to do it. And I don't blame her. I mean, maybe it would have made her live longer. But she would have possibly got dementia. And her father has dementia. He's in like an old age home, the assisted living home. She didn't want that. But I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I kind of even regret that she didn't do that, if you want me to tell you the truth. Because maybe she wouldn't have got dementia right away. I don't know. I kind of regret that. I regret everything. I regret everything. There's nothing I don't regret. I just can't believe she's not here, my Jennifer. Don't you guys understand that? How am I ever going to live without my Jennifer? My Jennifer was my whole world. I wish everybody could just understand this. She was my whole world. Jennifer was like the reason that I woke up every day. Jennifer was the reason that I did my videos. Jennifer was the reason I lived. She was my soulmate, my partner in life, the mother of my children, my best friend. So does it affect you? Of course. I feel half dead, guys. I feel that 50% of me died with Jennifer. 50% of my body is no longer on earth. That's what I feel like. 50% of my body died without having her. I look all around. I see her shoes. I see her clothes. I see her jackets. I see everything. And it's like I feel like I'm going to lose it sometimes. I look at mail. There's mail coming in from Jennifer, I look at every restaurant. I'm like, I've been there with Jennifer. Everything reminds me of her. And it's like she's gone. Now, what's the only option? The only option is what? I have to accept it. That's it. I got to accept it. Move on, accept it. It's really hard, man, because, it's crazy. I can see the most beautiful girl in the world. And I'll tell you the truth. I'm not even interested, I'm not even interested. Dave's house. Dave, thank you again for your kind contribution. His mother passed away from complications of pneumonia when she was 36. That's very young. And you were 10. Just like my daughter's 11. I feel so much empathy for you, and I can feel your pain. I know it's hard. I watched my father go through the same thing that you're going through. Yeah? God bless you, David, your family. See, but Dave, unfortunately for me, it's more than just one thing, and that's what people don't understand, okay? It's more than just one thing. See, look, I'm going to tell you, I spoke to a lot of families. I did, because, when you start going through this stuff, you start speaking to a lot of people that went through loss. And I see a common element in every single family I speak to. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I see a common thing, a common thing. There was always somebody left. Okay, let me give you an example. Somebody will say the following: I lost my mom, but my father was still alive. You know what I mean? Or I lost my father, but my mother was still alive. Or I lost both my parents, but I have my brother, I have my sister. Or I lost my brother, but I have my sister. There's always somebody left behind. Okay. Now you might say, well, you got your kids. I know, but it's different because my kids are dependent on me. Do you understand? Let me just keep repeating this. My children are dependent on me. I can't be dependent on them. I know you're going to say that, Roger. I know you're going to say that, but it doesn't, you're not, listen to me. You're not listening to me. I'm going to be strong for them, but who's going to be strong for me? I don't have anybody left. My only support system was my wife and my mother. That was it. My wife and my mother. That was my only support system. And you have to try to understand something. We lost our household income here. We lost everything. I got this house with thousands and thousands of dollars in bills. We lost our household income because I was Jennifer's caretaker. My mother, was living with us and she contributed. It was just, we were a family. Look, I don't want to be judged here, guys. Okay. I worked in sales for 10, 15, 20 years it was. Well, let's see. I met Jennifer in 1999 and we got married 2005. Jennifer got cancer in 2015. So about 16 years I was in sales. Okay. From 1999 to 2017 is when I officially became her caretaker. So do the math. What is that? That's a long time. 18 years. I was in sales for 18 years. No, but you're not listening to Roger. Roger. Oh my God. All right, Roger, you're not talking logically. Roger. Okay, Roger, let me ask you a couple of questions. What can I do right now today? Tell me, Roger, to make $7,000. Tell me. You have all the answers, right? Okay, Roger. Roger has all the answers. Roger, okay, so let's forget about tomorrow. Roger, let's forget about tomorrow. Let's put not tomorrow, excuse me. There is no job that pays $7,000 a month, Roger. Roger, I'll tell you what, tell me the job. I'll go get it tomorrow. Roger, do you have the listing to the job? Roger, do you have the job listing? Send it to me. Here's my email address, Roger. Richard, it's RICHARDLE101 at gmail.com. I'm sending you my email address. It's my email address. Richard, it's RICHARDL as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. Right. Send me the job listing where I make cash after taxes, $7,000 a month. Send it to me. When can I expect that email? Roger, when can I receive that email? Roger, when can I expect it? You know what I don't like about people that come to these live streams? I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay, let me tell you what I don't like. People like to break my balls. Okay, you want me to tell you the truth? For some reason, people come to these live streams. Bro, Roger, you're taunting me. I wasn't even talking to you. Roger, you're taunting me. Roger, was I talking to you? I was talking about my wife. I was talking about my wife. Roger, you just jumped into this thing and attacking me. What are you talking about? Roger, you are attacking me. You're attacking me, man. You're attacking me. You are. I mean, I'm not, Roger, I wasn't even talking to you. Roger, be honest. Was I talking to you or was I talking about my wife? And then you jumped in like some wild lunatic and you were just like, no, you got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. Roger, I know you don't accept this, and I know a lot of people don't accept. YouTube is a job. Okay, listen to me. Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you examples, Roger, because I know you want examples. Okay. I called up this. It's like a car dealership the other day. Are you ready? I called them up the other day to become a car salesman. Okay. Now I just want to explain it to you. So I said to them, how does it work? You know, commissions, all this stuff. So basically, here's how it works. The guy's like, you're probably not going to make any money. He goes for about 6 months. He goes for 6 months, you got to build up a book of business. This is what he told me. You got to build up a book of business. He goes, so what we do is we give you a little salary just so you can get back and forth to work, you know, until you start selling, until you start making money, right? So I said, what's the salary? He goes, maybe like $250, $300 a week. Okay, right? So now you got to figure, listen, no, but just hear me out for a second. Real estate agent's another example. I used to be a real estate agent. I didn't get my first check, David. I didn't get my first check. Listen to me, Roger. I didn't get my first check. Roger, you have no idea what my business. Okay, Roger, do you know any of my business? You're talking about YouTube ad revenue. You're not talking about money I make on Cash App. You're not talking about money I made on GoFundMe. Roger, do you know that on GoFundMe I raised $3,000 for my wife's services? Do you know this? Do you know this, Roger? $3,000. No, but I'm asking you. Do you know that I raised $3,000 for my wife? I did it. Okay. Do you know that I've raised really good money with Cash App? All right, guys, I'm not going to argue anymore. All right. Roger, why are you here? Can I ask you a question? Let me ask all of you a question. Why the FUCK are you here? Are you on this live stream because you want to fight with me? Like, let me ask you a question. Do you understand what the point of this live stream is? The point of this live stream is that my family got hurt. Okay? My family got hurt. My family lost, my children lost their mother and they lost their grandma. I lost my wife. No, I know Dave is different. I love you, Dave. Dave is different. I'm not talking about you, Dave. Dave has proved that he cares. I'm asking Roger, I'm asking other people. Why are you on this live stream for? Okay, you've been here. Okay, but besides all of that, you realize that I'm hurting, right? All right, here's this guy. Let's get rid of this moron. Hold on. This guy's got to go. Bye-bye. When people say I'm grifting money or whatever they say, okay, do you all understand that what happened to our family was not anyone's fault? Do you all understand this? Listen to me. When Apefather was okay, I was the one giving money to people. Like, this is what none of you people seem to remember. And when CC, if you were watching me for 4 years, do you remember how I gave money to people? CC, I'm asking you a question. CC, do you remember how I gave money to people? Let's see if he remembers. Okay. When Apefather was doing well in my life, you understand? I was giving money to people. Okay, yes, okay. People would call me up, Rich, I see you eating a porterhouse steak. I'm starving. I didn't eat for 2 days. You know what I would say? Here's $250 on Cash App. God bless. Go get yourself steak. Rich, okay, Veronica, it was her birthday. Here's a birthday present, $300. Rich, my car broke down. Here's $300. Okay. Rich, I'm sleeping in my car. I can't afford a hotel room. John Lennon. Here's $300. Okay. I could go on and on. C. Diddy. No affiliation with P. Diddy. My house burned down. My mother passed away. My wife has a baby on the way. Here's $500. Okay. So you might say, well, why did you do that? Right? You might say that, right? Because at the time, I was doing well. These people were down on their luck. What's up, Amanda? They were down on their luck. That's right. That's right, Samus. Okay. People were down on their luck, and I felt I was in a position that I could help people. Now, I'm down on my luck, right? and everybody is fighting me. Everybody's calling me a grifter, a scammer, a piece of garbage, a piece of trash. Get a job, you fat Italian meatball. Guys, here's an idea, right? Why not send a Cash App? This guy's Shelton. You're an idiot, Shelton. You're an idiot. That's Shelton. Like, why do you say such horrible comments for? Why do you say such horrible comments, man? Seriously, really, horrible comments, man. Oh my God, heartless psychopaths, man. Pete, because what happened to my wife was not fair. That's why. Okay, what happened to my wife was not fair. She was 46 years old. Listen to me. You want to know when I don't question things? When they're fair. That's it. Not just me. Maybe we all have different opinions and we all have different personalities, okay? My wife lived a life with me and our children where she did not show she had cancer. She did not show she had cancer. And even though she did, like if you look at videos of my wife from 6 months ago or something, she was 100%. She looked great. I just feel that something happened to my family that I can't understand. That's why I question it so much. Something happened to my family that is not right, that smells rotten in Denmark. Now, I don't know. I can't explain. If you're going to ask me what it is, I don't know. It seems like a setup, if you want me to tell you the truth. It seems like this was like, you know how like AMC, we say it was rigged? Again, I'll say that's all speculation. I'm just saying, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not giving any financial advice. I know, but there's something that happened. But there's something that happened with my kids that they agree with me. My kids are saying it too. They're like, something's not right here. My kids are saying it to me. They're like, something is weird. Hey, Dave, I apologize about anything, man. If you tried to sell me something, I'm sorry when you were down and out. God bless you, Dave. And thank you for your support, brother. Seriously, I'm sorry about anything in the past. I'm sorry, Dave. Yeah, I don't want to get into politics right now, guys. Once again, look, I love Trump, okay, but my head is not there. I look, I always loved Trump. I always supported Trump. I still do. But I'll tell you the truth, it's just my head is not there right now. I'm trusting in Donald Trump, President Trump, to do the job. My head is not there. My head is just not there anymore. Look, I'm trusting in him. I put my faith in President Trump. That's it. My head right now is trying to figure out how I'm going to get through everything I'm getting through. That's what's going on with me. Amanda says, I'm sorry he compared you to the great Donald Trump. I didn't even read the comment. What did he say exactly? I don't even. How is he comparing me to the great Donald Trump? Well, comparing me to Donald Trump would be a compliment. I don't know. Why would you be sorry about it then? I didn't read the comment. I didn't read the comment. But anyway, and unless it was a negative comment, I didn't read it. So, guys, once again, this is a benefit. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. David understands this. You guys are in a live stream. This is a benefit. You really should consider benefiting us. We need help. Why is it such a big deal to give $5? Why is it such a big deal You know, why can't you just do that? Like David did it. Why can't you just, why is it so hard, you know? Look, Justin, everybody needs money. Okay, Justin, everybody needs money. But Justin, right now, this is okay. Let me explain to you what the difference is between me and everybody in the world who needs money. What happened to our family? What happened to our family is that we lost people in our lives that were, it was no fault. It was no fault of our own. My wife passed away unexpectedly and suddenly. My mother passed away unexpectedly and suddenly. This is not my fault. This is nobody's fault that this happened. When this happened, we had a certain like monthly income, a monthly revenue that we didn't need help from anybody. You understand? I left my sales job so I could be my wife's caretaker, and I was making $3,000 a month, and my mother was bringing in $4,000 a month. So we had $7,000 a month income, which basically was more than enough to pay all our bills. We didn't need anybody's help. We didn't need nobody's help. But unfortunately, because this tragic event happened in our family's life, that my wife passed away suddenly and my mother passed away suddenly, we now lost our household income. So this is not me begging. See, I'm trying to explain to people, I'm not begging. This is me asking because we had a tragedy. A tragedy occurred. Okay. And if you have a good heart and you love the Apefather and you feel I'm this great entertainer and you've been watching me for years, I just don't understand why it's so hard for all of you to find it in your heart to say, here's $5, here's $10. I don't get it, you know? That's the Cash App right there. It's also pinned in the Jackie Brooklyn comment. Amanda just wrote it, by the way. Amanda Burnside just wrote the Cash App. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. But there it is. I just wrote it. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. $ capital RICHARD, capital LEVOI. No space, no underscore in between my first and my last name. Even if you guys don't like me, let's just say, I got 2 kids. I mean, you know, I got Michael and Sophia here. And you should really try to help out for them. Now, you do get benefits giving Cash Apps, okay? David knows I'm going to do a video. I do videos for people. Well, I pinned Jackie's comment, but let me pin Amanda, okay? I'll do it. I just pinned Amanda's comment. So, if it's not for me, you guys should think about doing it for Michael and Sophia. I love you too, Jessica. I'm just saying, like, what is the big deal? I just don't understand why people can't just say, here's $5, here's $10. You know, the funny thing is, if enough people did this, we would be okay. If enough people did it. But unfortunately, for whatever the reason is, people don't want to do it. People are just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Why? Why not? I don't get it, you know? And then you're going to say, well, times are tough. Times are tough. I know, but guys, look, you got to understand something. Like, I get it. If times are that tough, then maybe you shouldn't come to the live stream. You know what I mean? Because this is, after all, listen to me. After all, this is a benefit live stream. I'm not trying to be mean, you know? I'm not trying to be mean to all of you. Look, I love having you guys here. But if you guys are going to come here like all the time and never contribute anything, it gets to a point where it's a little screwed up, don't you think? It's a little screwed up. I mean, you're coming to the live all the time. And I'm just saying that, you know what I mean? It's just like, you guys got to say to yourselves, at some point, I got to realize what this live stream is about. This is a benefit for Apefather's kids. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if this guy Thomas is serious. Probably not. Thomas, the Cash App is below. You see the comment? Amanda Burnside. Can you see it? It's in the chat. Look below. The comment is pinned. Amanda Burnside. Click on it. You'll see the Cash App. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. Do you see it, Thomas? Now Thomas is going to be like, I'm a hater, right? So, Amanda also just wrote you an email. Who knows if he's serious, Amanda? In 2 seconds, he's going to be like, I'm a hater. Who knows if he's serious? The fact that he's not responding is pretty much proving to me he's a hater. So anyway, haters like to play these games. They like to have fun. I don't know why, but what are you going to do? You know, I just feel like the last thing that I should be worried about right now is money. And that's why I'm reaching out to all of you. I'm reaching out to all of you. I'm dealing with so much that it's enough to just put you under. I'm dealing with so much. I'm dealing with the last thing I should be worried about is money right now. And that's the thing. If you all come together, you could help us. And you could help us in a way where it's not really breaking your bank. You could help us in a way where it's not breaking your bank. That's what I'm saying to you. Like if each one of you came together, like I said, we call it the Apefather support group. You know, if each one of you came together once a month and you did like a $10 Cash App, a $15 Cash App, whatever the case may be, you're going to help my children, Michael, who's 14, Sophia, who's 11, and me. Now, the thing is, understand this was no fault of, like, I think maybe sometimes people get this impression, like, I don't know, Father, you know, why should I help you? Because it's called having a good heart. What happened to us was no fault of me. It was no fault of my wife. It was no fault. I know you will, Jessica. It was no fault of my mother. It was no fault of my son, Michael. It was no fault of my daughter, Sophia. This was called a tragedy. You understand? Tragedy. So that's why you should have the heart and say, all right, you know something? What's $10? Hey, Father, God bless you. Here's $10. God bless your kids. God bless your beautiful wife and your beautiful mom. It should be as simple as that. It should be as simple as that. And I don't understand why it's not, if you want to know the truth. I think David did another Cash App. David is doing a lot today. David is doing a lot. God bless you, David. David did, I think he did a total, let's see here. I think he did 4 Cash Apps, David. Thank you, David. This guy just thinks it's all a joke, this guy flat. Everything is funny with him. Thank you, David, for your support. You know, if enough people came together, listen, Justin, if enough people came together, it can make a major difference in our lives. You know, it can make a major, major difference. The truth is, guys, that I love you, David. I love you, Jessica. The truth is that what I'm dealing with right now, I should not be dealing with financial stress. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. I don't think anybody who's dealing with like if forget me. Let you want me to take me out of the equation, okay? Take me out of the equation. Let's call some guy. Let's call some guy. Let's make up a name. Let's call some guy Joe. Okay. If Joe lost his wife, lost his mom, lost his entire income based on the fact of his wife and mom passing away, meaning it was no fault of his own. Like he didn't quit his job, he didn't gamble. It's just something a tragedy happened in this guy's life. Okay, it is my opinion that Joe should not have to worry about money. That people should help him because his family went through a tragedy. And that's what's happening to our family. We went through a tragedy. And the last thing that we should all be worried about right now is money. That, we got enough to worry about. We got enough to worry about. I got my wife that I'm trying to grieve over, my mother I'm trying to grieve over. I mean, we don't have time. I got to worry about finances too. That's why I'm trying to help. I'm looking out for people to say, hey, Father, we love you. You're the best. Hold on here. Here's $5. Here's $10. And believe it or not, if enough people did that, it would start to add up. It would really, really start to add up. And it would help not just me, it's going to help my kids and my dogs. So if you care about, if you're an animal lover, you're going to help two dogs, a puggle and a shih tzu. And for the people who would like to help my children, Sophie is 11, Michael is 14. Got to charge this phone here. Going to be ending this live pretty much soon here. But I'm just trying to tell people, like at the end of the day, this is a benefit. It's a benefit. Yes, I talk about a lot of things. I love you, Jessica. Thank you. I talk about a lot of things. I talk about hurt. I talk about hurt, loss, grieving. Life is unfair. My feelings for my beautiful wife and mother, but at the end of the day, it's a benefit. All right, so pretty much going to be ending the live soon. This guy trade flicks. Believe it or not, 1,000 a week is still not enough. I need 7,000 a month, and 1,000 a week is that's you got to pay taxes on that too, right? So you can send me the email. I'll take a look at it. All right, Richard LE101 at gmail.com. Okay, Richard is spelled RICHARD LE101 at gmail.com. So that's the email. Richard LE101 at gmail.com. Okay, Greg. Yes, I have a driver's license. On jobs, they never do. They never said anything. So I had this guy. He said that. Oh, he said I'm from India. I have this New Jersey sales corporation. He says it pays like 10,000 a month. I was like, send me the email. Send it to me. They never said it, but it's all. Anyway, listen, guys. Another thing that you guys have to realize is that I'm hurting here real bad with my wife and my mom, and I'm trying to get my head on straight. This is another thing that people don't realize. I'm not myself right now. I'm not myself. I'm really, really not myself. And I don't know when I'm going to be myself, if you want me to tell you the truth here. Anyway, I'm sorry that my power has got to be charged on my phone here. So I'm going to end this live stream. I'm going to let the phone charge, okay? All right, everybody. I'm going to end this live. I'm going to let the phone charge for a bit. All right, God bless. I'll be back. What's that? Here, wait. Yeah, this is another hater here. Terrible. Yeah, I'm going to definitely come back soon. I'm going to be doing a lot of lives, Dave. A lot of lives. Dave, thank you so much for your support. God bless you, brother. I really appreciate you. Dave's house, 342, is the best. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. God bless all of you. Bye-bye.